So I have always been a big fan of the Railway Children. It's one of those comfort watches, that you like to watch if you're feeling a little bit poorly on the sofa. That Sound of Music, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, those are that for me. And I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of, daddy, my daddy? So I was very excited for the Railway Children Return, but did I love it? Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this week. Apologies that this review is a week late. I did go and see this last weekend, but haven't had the chance to sit down and film. And yes, we're back in this filming spot for a couple of videos because why not? It's the summer holidays, why not? So yes, Railway Children Returns. Was very excited to see it. Wanted to go and see it with my parents because they wanted to see it. We were all excited for it, and we came out the cinema. We sat through the whole thing, came out the cinema, sat down to dinner, was like, okay, so what did you think? And there was just this radio silence, and we were all like, well, yeah, no. Just right off the bat, you should not pay your cinema going money to go and watch this film. This film is not a good film. If I had gone to see this one by myself, I would have left. I would have done that thing that I do where I go, I'd rather be reading a book right now. Don't have time for this. I think if I'd gone to see it with my mum only, I would have said, Mum, shall we go? Because, yeah, no, this was not a good film. I would like to talk about the plot, but there wasn't really a plot. It was just, okay, children get evacuated, and let's try and play out the original things that worked in the original Railway Children. It's in the context of the war, so let's have some soldiers in there. It's a little bit historical, so let's put a few of these key historical things that seem to work in other historical things in there. So let's drop some elements in there. Let's put in some people that we recognise. Jenny Agutter, she was in the original. Let's pop her in there. Bound to be a success with that, right? Sheridan Smith, beloved British actor. She can do historical. She's northern. We've whipped us off to maybe Yorkshire, maybe Lancashire, depending on whose accent you listen to. Yeah, no, even with that it doesn't work. Let's have these three children again. Nope, same element. Nope, that doesn't work either. Let's bring in another child. Nope, that also doesn't work. Yeah, but if we put some drama in, get the actors to do a really good job. Oh, the actors can't do a good job. All they can do is some ham acting. Yeah, I don't think I've been so scathing about a film in a while. I think I've seen some bad films in the years. The playlist will tell you that. And I have a couple of top 10 least favourite films of the year, aka films I walked out of, aka films I didn't like. I'll leave those up above. But yeah, no, this really wasn't great, and we bought 3 tickets to go and see this film. Yeah, Jenny Agutter, really big letdown. Her character was just kind of she's Sheridan Smith's mum, and that's the end of that. It's mentioned at some point randomly that she was a suffragette. Okay, but what of it? What does that add to the plot? What does that even add to the depth of her character? No, and she's playing the same character, and they don't really hark back to, when I was involved in the railway, I did this. When I was involved in the railway, when I first came here, I did this. They had maybe one moment of that, and that was it. So they didn't even milk it for her being Bobby, daddy, my daddy. And then let's talk about the fact that they just kind of recreated some plot points from the original film. Okay, so they had the sign for the train, but it was assigned to do something completely different with the train, and there was no kind of waving of knickers going on, and so it was just a little bit pointless. Also, they had signs where they'd written stuff on the sign, and then they were waggling them. And I don't know how anyone on the train was supposed to read these signs. There was just so many things that just didn't make sense. And then they just like knitted them all together by cutting from one thing that didn't make sense to the next thing that didn't make sense. There's this random, probably Jenny Agutter's Bobby's brother? Maybe her uncle? I don't know. Random man appears and it's all like, oh, what's your job? It's very mysterious. Thought it was going to be part of the plot. No, it wasn't. And then, you know, the fact that Sheridan Smith is the head teacher of the school. Or maybe that'll be part of the plot. No, it wasn't. Sheridan Smith's husband's off to war. She receives a telegram. Oh, is there going to be something made out of this? Nothing really was made out of it, no. The children are evacuated. They're in this dangerous situation. They're new to the area. Could they, you know, that's a really good plot point. That's something you could work with. No, nothing was really made out of it. There was a moment with a bully. It's quite easy to talk about this film without actually giving any spoilers away, because there's nothing to really spoil, because there's not really a plot. There was some, you know, lovely scenes of countryside and lovely scenes of like old-fashioned buildings set in and around Yorkshire. That was nice. As somebody that's from Yorkshire, that was nice. But aside from that, I was just really disappointed. I don't think I would even watch this film again if it was on TV. I don't think I would watch this film again if it was streaming. The cinema was full, so plenty of us paid our cinema going money to go and see it. Should you do the same? Absolutely not. Do not recommend this film. I can't even really think of any like redeeming qualities. Sheridan Smith is better than that. Jenny Agutter is better than that. Like, let's just go and watch Call the Midwife and be done with it. Yes, no, absolutely not. No, do not recommend this film. Really disappointing. Disappointed that I used my one cinema trip this week to go and see that. And the fact that, you know, the trailer made it look good. The trailer lied. I don't know how the trailer made it look good. You know, looking back on what was in the film versus what we saw in the trailer, it's not like they put the key points in the trailer. They just made the trailer look like something was actually going to happen. And yeah, you know I'm a thing for accents. Don't even get me started on the accents. Like, where were we based? Where were we based? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Really couldn't tell you. And that's really the end of that discussion. I'm sorry it's such a negative review, but I don't really have an awful lot of positive things to say about it, and I'm quite angry that they took one of my sort of favourites. I feel the same way as this one as I do about Grease 2, Babe 2, Pig in the City, just not Sex in the City 2. Let's compare it to those. No. And I know that Grease 2 has a cult following, and that's not me. No. Do not recommend Railway Children Return. Don't waste your cinema going money on it. Don't watch it at home. Don't watch it on streaming. Don't think you're going to watch it on a plane. No, stay away. I went on such a rant there that the camera cut me off. So yes, hard not recommend from me. As always, if there is something coming out in cinemas that you would like to hear my thoughts on, please do let me know in comments. If you enjoyed this video, even though it was so negative, give it a thumbs up. I mean, feel free to give it a thumbs down too, because it has been such a negative video. I will leave a playlist of my movie reviews linked in the end screen to show that I am not always negative about films, just when, you know, I've used my one shot to go and see this. No. I will also leave that subscribe button just here. So if you are not already subscribed, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on next week's movie review, because I have high hopes for that, and I have a book versus movie coming your way very soon, and an event vlog as well. So you're not going to want to miss out on those. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with my next video.